Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and if you've been thinking about getting a SaunaBox, I've got some really great news for you. Now, without much fanfare or advertising, SaunaBox actually updated the SaunaBox and gave it 5 extra features that you're gonna love. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. Let's get this thing unboxed. Okay, so here's what we have. We have this carrying bag if you want to ever pack this thing up. We've got the chair inside there. We got the fittings with a couple other goodies I'll tell you about here in a second. We got the poles, we got the tent itself. Of course, we got a little towel that they include, and we also have the sweat mat right there. All right, now there you have it. It's all put together. I'll tell you what, guys, you can definitely put this together by yourself like I just did. However, if you had somebody to lend you a hand, that would definitely be helpful, especially getting this cover over the top. Now this is how the steam unit comes. If you look right here at the side, there's a tiny little hole. You just take off the lid right here. Here's the hoses. And of course, this is the little diffuser right there. You can actually put some essential oils in there. We'll talk about that here in a second. This does come with remote control. It's pretty basic, just on off and the temperature level. And then, of course, this little piece right here, this is what we actually use to screw into here, and this is where the pipe, these two silicone pipes, go from the steamer all the way to the inside. And when you have everything connected, this is what it'll look like. All right, so we have the steamer, the hose goes into there, and then the longer hose goes right into the little diffuser. Guys, I apologize if I'm sweating a little bit. It is almost 90 degrees outside already, and I think it's only like 11 o'clock in the morning. But let me show you a few of the new features that we have here on the SaunaBox. Now, if you guys take a look, here's the two SaunaBoxes. So this is the new one here on the left, and this is the original over here on the right. So if you look at them, they look nearly identical, so nothing has really changed as far as the looks of it. However, the very first change and most significant change is the outside tent material. So if you come over here, now, I had never had any kind of complaints about the original SaunaBox. It actually held the temperature that they advertised. It worked really, really well, and I have some videos for that showing that. But the material right here, the best I could describe this is just like if you had like a jacket, kind of like a polyester jacket, that's what this feels like. And I mean, it's good, thick insulation. I mean, it's held up really well. However, the biggest thing that I've noticed with this new material is the fact that this is significantly heavier. So this material out here, I mean, it's still kind of like a polyester. However, this is almost feels like, almost like a backpack of sorts. I mean, it's much more durable overall. And so the thickness seems about the same, but SaunaBox, they actually say that this actually holds the insulation a little bit better. And I could see that. This seems definitely like a material that would hold in the heat a lot better than the old one here. And so that's the first big change here. And it's definitely a welcome one. So if you can make this a little bit hotter than how it was before, I mean, by all means, that's great. Now, the second change that they made was with the fittings. So the original fittings, minor complaint with those, they weren't super durable. If you look right there, they're just not very thick. They had no support structure to it. If you see over here, I've actually had to go to like the store and actually replace this. And if you can see again, it's actually kind of cracking right there. And this is mainly, this fitting will break simply because it's right next to the door. It gets the most traffic. It's relatively inexpensive to buy one of those. However, if you look at the SaunaBox now, look at these beefed up fittings right here. I mean, these are really, really thick. Has this extra piece right here. And just overall, the thickness right here is a lot more than it was. And if you look here from the side, it just has these little flanges right there. So it has upgraded fittings all the way around, and that just adds to the overall durability. The third thing that they changed is they actually added this little cell phone holder right here. You know, this is kind of minor, but I think most people kind of want their cell phone with them. I know I do, you know, because I actually control a Bluetooth speaker. So it has this little pocket here, and then inside the pocket is this plastic sleeve right here, so you can actually put your cell phone inside of it so it doesn't get moisture. And so it's just a little addition, but I think it's thoughtful, and it's nice that they added that. The other small addition that they added was like this little towel hook right here. This is just like a small little detail. And I know for me, throwing my towel onto like a table or something right next to the sauna, no big deal, right? But the fact that you can actually just kind of put a towel right here and hang it up, and it's kind of conveniently located right next to the door. It's just a small detail. It's kind of cool. It's a nice have. And lastly, they actually added just this little cloth tab right here to the window, and so that you can actually just kind of grab this and open up the window just a little bit easier, because before it didn't have that. You actually kind of had to fiddle around, grab these sides to open it. Guys, again, it's just a small little addition there that just makes the whole experience just a little bit more convenient. Now, overall, would I have kind of wished that they actually added a zipper to this window? Yeah, I think overall a zipper would have been better. However, the fact that they just added this little tab was just, you know, it just tells me that they are thinking about the product and they're trying to improve it. And guys, the very last thing that's kind of cool is the fact that for a limited time, I think SaunaBox is actually including their own version of their essential oils. So this is actually made in the US. This is a eucalyptus. So you can actually use this for aromatherapy. You just put a few drops into the diffuser before you start it up. And while you're sitting there, hey man, you're just getting some nice aromatherapy, kind of relax a little bit more. All right, guys, so as far as brand new additions, that about sums it up for the SaunaBox. But I gotta tell you, it's all just small little things that they added to the SaunaBox versus the old version. And so I don't think that you'd be missing out if you have the old version. You know, there's no need to upgrade. But it's just kind of cool that for the same exact price, $349 as the old one, that, you know, they're just adding silently, I guess, if you want to call it that, or quietly just adding and improving upon their product. It kind of shows you that they're a little bit more forward thinking on these things. So what I want to do next, I actually want to turn this on. So because they say that it has improved insulation, I want to see how well and how hot this thing can actually get. A quick note on the steamer. The steamer is identical to the old one. However, there is one difference, and that's the fact that the power cord, they actually made it longer, because the other one was so stinking short that it was hard to plug into anything. So they made it maybe a foot or two longer, so that's kind of a nice addition. But otherwise, the steamer is the same as before. All right, here we go. Turn it on, 45 minutes, all the way up to 7. Let's zip this thing up. All right, guys, I think it's all ready. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, guys, so let's talk about my very first experience. Now, I was only in there for like about 10 minutes. The insulation in this SaunaBox versus the old one, I mean, it's definitely a lot better. I mean, I could barely handle about 10 minutes. And normally I go about 15 to 20 before, but man, it was just getting way too hot in there. I mean, that's a huge plus. So they're definitely delivering on the insulation aspect. So one of the questions I get asked the most about this thing is, does it develop mildew and mold? And the thing is, no, it doesn't, guys. I've had my other one for about 7 months and it's never developed that. So here's what I do. I just open up the door as wide as you can, just like that. I end up taking out the seat, I end up taking out the mat, and of course I empty out any of the extra water that's there in the steam collector down there. And so once I do that, and because I have it outside and there's always just kind of a slight breeze, after about an hour, 2 hours, this thing is as dry as can be. It never has the chance to actually accumulate any kind of condensation or water, anything like that. So it stays clean. All right, guys, so that pretty much sums it up for this review. If you have any questions about the updated SaunaBox, by all means, reach out to me and let me know. There is a 10% discount listed in the link in the description below. So if you want to save a little bit of money on the SaunaBox, otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.